Speedway Anywhere on Blog Talk Radio /Speedway Anywhere with your crew chief,
fans, come on in. Speedway Anywhere time, where a checkered past is a good thing. Speedway Anywhere at youtube.com/Speedway Anywhere, also on blogtalkradio.com/Speedway Anywhere. I'm your host, Q, and we are headed for our first off weekend for the Cup Series after the race at Sonoma or Sears Point or Infineon Speedway. That track has had so many different names and title rights, so you might get confused, but they are all the same. By the way, one of the first road courses out there in California was Riverside, where Bill Elliott got his first win in 1980, 1981, something like that. I can only be right some of the time. But that brings to mind, has the road already taken its course? By the way, I wanted to insert this real quick because the Xfinity Series was at Portland, Oregon, the week before, and that track is too narrow for full-body stock cars. But it was entertaining. They got into each other. It was fun. But road races, of course, make both left and right turns, and a lot of people talk about how stock cars and NASCAR and all they do is make left turns, and it's boring because you just go round and round. They don't just go in circles. And by the way, circles don't have straight lines, so there is no circle tracks. So everyone always wants to say, okay, they're ovals. No! Ovals don't have straight lines either. So, so much for people saying that. But we're going to focus on road racing. But is it too much with 6 road courses on the Cup schedule and so many on the trucks? Mid-Ohio, Portland, Oregon, tracks that Cup doesn't race. 6 on the Cup schedule, and there was 7 when the race was moved as the Clash to the infield road course at Daytona because, the pandemic thing, COVID, in 2021. But so we're down from 7 to 6 now. I gotta stay on script because otherwise this show is going to last through next year. Add to that the fans are clamoring to dump the road course at Indy, opting for the quad oval Brickyard 400 to come back, and I am all for it. So, I mean, the Brickyard 400 was a huge deal when it first started, and it should still be a huge deal, even though there was some tire debacles along the way. And let's add that as soon as the Roval came into play at Charlotte, making for the third road course race, with Watkins and Infineon, Sonoma. So there was 3 that year. They would be intrigued at first. Okay, see, I'm going off script. They would be intrigued at first, but that would lose momentum, and it has. I want the oval race back at Charlotte in October. I don't want the Roval. It looks thrown together. There's no. It was fun for a moment, but the turtles that they put on the track as bumps, and all it does is damage cars. It doesn't improve the racing. We are knocking on the door of the first street race in multiple decades with the Chicago Street Course that basically stole the race from Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. And that one, I'm going to be honest, has pissed me off. The Chicago race is going to flop. That's my humble, bold prediction. Humble and bold in the same sentence. Yes, I just said it. Even local politics don't want it there. And I can only imagine what Chicago's like right now with the streets being fixed, the manhole covers being welded down, and you can't do that in Chicago. There's just, I mean, the city never stops. It's 24/7. And if I was people in Chicago, I'd be a little pissed right now by the traffic interruptions. So, the actual Chicagoland down there in Joliet, I don't know if it's an hour out of Chicago, has lost its date, by the way, which is, it's an oval, and people are also clamoring to that to bring Cup and NASCAR back to it. So, but folks, you can't just get excited for a year or 2, maybe 3, and then stop going there. Hence, Chicagoland. And yes, I just wiped my nose. Sorry. I could take this further when I say Gateway Speedway, albeit 2 years, is a row of sellout crowds, and it's only 60,000 people, but still, it's sold out, and that's 60,000 is still a lot more than even California Speedway, which is going through a rephase. 60,000 is more people than what California was attracting. So the fans need to stay loyal. And for these road courses to happen, yeah, they're curious at first. They're going to, come running. Ooh, NASCAR Cup Series. It's not going to stay there. So with 6 on the schedule. And I'm getting off point because the real victim here is Road America, Wisconsin, which was selling out, and the camping lot was selling out. And they lost their date to Chicago. And we're talking about a state that has produced 2 champions and other huge names. So the champions being Ellen Kowicki and Matt Kenseth. And let's not forget Dick Trickle. My God. The guy's, besides his catchy name, his career was just phenomenal. And but hey, I could make a whole season of shows talking about Wisconsin drivers and its racing history. So either way, hats off to Martin Truex Jr. on his second win of 2023. It looked like Hamlin was going to stink it up and dominate the race at Sonoma on the road course. But Truex had other plans. This is really special because 2017 champ Martin Truex Jr. went winless last year, as well as Ryan Blaney, and now they're both locked in with a win for the playoffs last month, May. After Truex got a win at Dover and Blaney at the Coca-Cola 600. So on to the off. And I was going to stick to this whole road course thing, but have the road courses ran their course? Get rid of the infield at Indy, first of all. Get rid of the infield at Charlotte. Yeah, maybe. People are going to come out either way. Because it's Charlotte, it's the mecca of stock car racing. But 6 is way too many. So, and there's going to be more for the trucks and more for Xfinity. And, COTA, Austin, Texas. I always wanted to see the stock cars go there. And back in 2018, when I started my show, I had a gentleman who is an expert in sports car racing, Jim Durhog, join me, and we rambled on for 2 hours on the Blog Talk radio show about anything and everything sports car racing. And Jim said that COTA is not built for NASCAR style stock cars. Well, I would argue with him now that I've seen it. And also, let's talk about the downtown Minneapolis Grand Prix that attracted SCCA, it attracted Trans Am Series, it attracted IMSA, the guys that run the Rolex 24. And it was a success, but it was only a 3-year guarantee, and the roads were repaved downtown Minneapolis, and there is still not one pothole in the entire stretch of what was built as the road course, which are common day commuter roads. So, let's just hope that Chicago and all the work that they've done to it goes away. I don't care for it. It's gonna be a clustered PH UK. I didn't prep those notes, so on to the off. Cup Series takes the weekend off. Now that they've completed Sonoma, they'll return at Nashville Super Speedway Sunday, June 25th, where NBC will take over for Fox. People have mixed feelings about who's the better broadcaster, and I guarantee, and I repeated that, people will start complaining about NBC just as soon as it starts, just like they've complained about Fox. But I could go over the penalty and injuries reports and everything, by the way, but I'm going to run the show too long. And just like Wisconsin, that would be a whole nother season of shows. So if you've stuck with me this far, I really appreciate it. Please click the subscribe button, and please do. I haven't seen a new subscriber since last year, and everyone's like, when's your show on? Well, if you subscribe, you will know. You'll get a notification on your YouTube account. That's all it takes. Click the like button. Send a comment if you have an opinion about NASCAR on road courses, anyone on road courses. I love the input. I really do. So tell me what's on your mind. It inspires me and keeps me wanting to come back to my fancy little studio here and create more content. So we'll see what transpires over the off week, the off weekend, and I might just get back to putting up another show sooner than later. So this has been Speedway Anywhere, and as soon as I get this right, I'm going to bump out. And I'm getting it wrong. So, and here we are. I need a producer. Sorry.
Speedway Anywhere. Blog Talk Radio / Speedway Anywhere with your crew chief, Q. Speedway Anywhere on Blog Talk Radio. Your source for stock car, IndyCar, or anything, no matter how many wheels.